Your avoidant ex's words can be shockingly honest, but the meaning behind them can be used to get you to stay right where they want you, because a true avoidant does want you. They're only scared of admitting that truth because it comes with responsibility. But until you finally call them out, they will never be forced to admit they actually need you. Hello, friends. My name is Maria, and for almost 20 years, I was sucked into honest words without hearing the truth behind them. Partners discard you, seemingly without much thought, and then they callously act like they don't need you. Okay, but then why does your avoidant ex breadcrumb, orbit, agree to hang out, sleep with you, or text you out of nowhere after watching all of your social media stories? It's because your avoidant ex is lying to themselves. And in this video, I'd like to talk about how to force them to reveal their truth. So let's start with a common experience. Let's say your ex has finally come to a place where they're willing to talk to you about the breakup. You experience them opening up and you hear them admit something ugly about themselves, and it feels like progress. It feels like they're coming back, and you think, wow, they're finally being vulnerable with me. Now we can fix what was broken. The problem comes when their idea of fixing things is to hammer your relationship into a pretzel that only fits into their terms. For example, they say they love you, but they feel trapped in a commitment. They can't do a relationship right now. They need their freedom. They fully expect for you to accept the friends with benefits they're about to throw out so they can get what they want, and they are never forced to do the scary work of earning the connection they truthfully need, a connection that could make them genuinely happy. Or they might say, look, I'm not good at communication. I've always been like this. And then the famous, this is just how I am. Now they fully expect you to continue to be around, even when they intermittently ignore your messages. Their willingness to talk seems like a comeback, and it sounds mature in the moment. But in the long run, it changes nothing. Having awareness of their problem does not equal them putting in any effort, nor does honesty of flaws cancel out the flaws. Avoidance can tell you the truth about who they are, but they're just saying, hey, this is all you can expect from me. Take it or leave it. But they want you to take it, and they are convinced by your past actions that you will accept it. They know you want them. They act like they could take or leave you, but if that was true, why even offer this weird friends with benefits situationship to you? I mean, why are they even talking to you? It's because they are afraid of losing you completely. That's the truth. Because people don't continue to mess around with people they are totally done with. And they come back stating their demands, guising it as vulnerability, because you have always been so understanding in the past. Well, understand this. A comeback does not equal commitment. Force them to admit they need you by rejecting their offer of some crappy, half-love, friends with no benefits situationship. Deny any delusions of their entitled access to you and make them pay by forcing them to step up into a partner role, or they can step out of the way, because you are probably destined for someone better anyway. I'm not a betting gal, but I would bet on that. I'd bet on you being the one who comes out of this breakup better off, because you're going to heal and grow, and there's someone who goes through relationships downgrading their partners and exploiting love for their own satisfaction. Gee, what a legacy. Here's another scenario for you. You meet up with your ex, and it sounds like since the breakup, life has been hard on them, and your empathy kicks in, and you begin to forget that you were the one who was abandoned, lied to, or neglected. But here's how you reveal the truth, that even though they do want you, they're not yet ready to pay the price of taking the responsibility. And I'm going to use a quick example of an ex who discarded me, moved away for a couple of years, and then came back, insisting I must please meet him for lunch. And I'll admit, I was curious. So we met up, and he went on and on about how his life has been since he'd been away, struggling with his boring job and the struggle of trying to make friends in a new place, saying he didn't know why he felt he ever needed to leave. I mean, I can still hear him saying, "Why did I do that? I had a beautiful house. I had a beautiful girlfriend." Like, he's not even addressing me directly. He's not even saying, "I had you, Maria, a woman who loved me." No, he had a beautiful house and a girlfriend who happened to look good. Well, welcome to the other half, where we know attraction is not just about looks. Because you can believe they regret their choices, and you can sure believe they are lonely. But don't rush to believe their regret for what they lost equals taking responsibility for what they did to you. The best way I was able to protect myself in this situation, I made the commitment to meet him up and hear what he had to say, but I knew that was it. At the end of the lunch, I committed to nothing. I hugged him and said it was nice to see him, but I had to get back to work. I got lucky because at that time, I didn't know enough to recognize the red flags in the words that he was speaking. I was lucky because he moved, and it forced me into a position where I finally got enough space from him to realize, I didn't want him back. He was never treating me very well. All the intermittent affection and then the coldness of not answering my texts or doing things that I actually wanted to do. Now, on my one-on-one phone calls that I have with viewers, a lot of times this is purely people who need my help holding them accountable not to meet their ex in person. And if you need help on your no contact journey, I will put my information in the description below. But the reason why these people I talk to become successful is because they are no longer intermittently exposing themselves in person to someone and getting these huge rushes of dopamine. You can't think clearly in this situation. There's so much emotional charge still attached to your ex, and you forget that you are supposed to get something out of this relationship too. Make them pay. Meeting for a nice lunch where they say nice things, yeah, it's nice, but it's not enough. Force them to admit the truth that they need you by making them pay with accountability. And do not feed them the words that you want them to say, because selfish people, and probably narcissistic people, will learn what you want to hear, and they'll use it to get what they want. Just listen to them. Is it all about them? Me, my. I regret losing my versus I regret losing you. Huge difference. And the admission will come so easy. You know, people are always talking about love is hard, relationship is hard, marriage is so hard, it's so much hard work. Well, I mean, life is hard. Work is hard. Finding time for romance with small kids, yeah, you bet that's hard. But loving someone is easy. That's why avoidants have to work so hard to come up with flaws in you to justify leaving. That's why they have to work so hard to do mental somersaults and train themselves to numb out and deny themselves what they want and need, because love comes so easy and it totally freaks them out, and they turn this beautiful thing into something gross and complicated, and that is not your fault. That's their hang up. Loving you should be the easiest choice the person who is meant for you ever has to make. There's no asterisk. They want to come home to you, experience new things with you, spend holidays and birthdays with you. They just want to be with you. Easy choice. But an avoidant ex remembering nice things about how they felt around you and regretting losing access to you is not the same as taking responsibility. If your ex does contact you and you choose to meet up with them, listen to what they have to say. Are they using responsible phrases like, I regret losing you, I regret how I treated you, I regret how I made you feel, I regret how I ended things with you didn't deserve that? And then do they immediately implement consistent, thoughtful, loving actions to back it up? You see, regret is about their emptiness. Responsibility is about acknowledging your pain. Force them to face the truth about what happened to you when they walked out. They know what they did. But to an unhealed avoidant ready to mess up your life all over again, admitting it feels impossible and good, because that's the litmus test of whether or not you can take them seriously. I'm sure they honestly miss you if they are reaching out. So force them to reveal the truth about needing you by denying them access until they take responsibility. And don't fall into the trap of, oh, Maria, you don't understand. My ex loves me, but they are too stubborn. Well, if they're so stubborn that they let true love go, they would have been nothing but a liability to the future of your mental health, and you would have never had any wins in that relationship because they don't care how much they need to lose in order to keep their fragile little ego intact. Force them to reveal the truth by proving they can do scary things for you. If you can get to a place where you realize the best partner will brave the realities of life with you, they will make sacrifices for you, that's when you finally begin to shine. And if you want to learn why sticking around an avoidant ex and giving them everything they want is like making a deal with the devil, I'll put that video right here. My name is Maria Adriana. You did not have to live my life, but I certainly hope you can learn something from it. As always, thank you for visiting The Other Half.